I was hoping that I was going to have this in before we started getting new episodes of Doctor Who, and I do. I've gotten my hand on the latest sonic screwdriver, the 15th Doctor sonic screwdriver, a highly contentious one given how drastically it has been redesigned versus, I could literally grab any of the others, versus, say, this. That's pretty severe in terms of redesign. It's grown on me. It took me a little, visually, it's already grown on me just in the show. And it took me a little while to get used to, I have to admit, but I've gotten over it. I don't need it to be a stick. It's okay that it's another shape. It seems to still be doing the same functions. But now, let's talk about this particular item, the toy version of it. So the first thing, when I first opened it up, I won't lie, I was a little disappointed. Partly because a fair amount of things on it that look like they're buttons that are going to do something don't do anything. So that one right there. That's nothing. This is nothing. That's nothing. On the other side, that's nothing. That big one there, that is nothing. But once I actually started playing around with it to see what it did actually do, I like this quite a lot. They put a lot of functions in this and added more flourish than I'm used to with these things. So let's just give it a flip and we can start right off. So hopefully the microphone picked that up. Just opening that up has an audio sound, and that's just glowing. Once you get it shifted out, that just starts glowing. So that's sort of the first indicator, because a whole bunch of things that are movable or whatever have sounds that go with them. And normally, for example, that just pops open. And to be fair, that was also the case with the 11th Doctor's actual screwdriver. But here, that snaps open so quick. I love it. And there's a sound when it opens. And that's a small thing. That is an admittedly small thing. That's this button up here. But I love the fact that makes noise. I really love that. So that started to get my attention. Then, of course, we've got this. So that lights up on both sides. Lights up here, lights up here. And I'm pretty sure we've seen him use this, kind of as a scanner. And this one also, you can look through. And while this one just does sound automatically for as long as it's open, you can have that one open and also activate the main button. The main button is kind of the vertical-ish one here. Now, this does have the multiple sounds that have become fairly common with a lot of these, depending on how many times you push that button. But let's just appreciate all the light up features on this. So lighting up here on the top, all through here, and you know what I really love about this purple thing? It's not a steady glow. It pulses kind of arrhythmically, which there's another button that's not a button. So you do have to kind of get over that. But so main function on just pressing it once. That's about standard. That's about what we'd expect for standard sound. It doesn't have the widest variety that I've ever heard, but it does have 3 different settings, And there are things that I like about all of them. The second one is one that I don't remember there being an equivalent of on another one. And here we go for that. Like you can kind of hear it versus the standard. You can hear it kind of struggling. Like something's off. It's not working as well as it should. That's cool. I like that. Now the third one, the actual main sound of it is one I've heard on others before. It's actually a relatively common one on some of these, but this one has an extra detail at the end of that sound that I love. And like it's not something I ever would have thought to have asked for, but I love it. So this is pressing it 3 times in quick succession. I love that. I love it. And that is regardless of how long you hold this for. So when you do the 3-button press, however long you hold it for, when you stop, this does a little blinky bit and beeps. And like treating it as a toy, you can decide for yourself what that means. But like to me, that's like, ooh, that's extra readout, or like that's the result of the scan. And of course, all these work with that up. I like this a lot. Now, as a toy, this is just plastic, and it feels fairly solid. I'm not going to start tossing it around to find out, but it feels very solid. It's not particularly heavy, so it does have a toy-like feel to it. But it feels oddly comfortable. It does sort of have like a feel in the hand a bit closer to either the Next Generation phaser from Star Trek, or maybe a tricorder from in various permutations again on Star Trek. But I found it feels relatively nice in the hand. Like it just kind of settles there, and I like that it just compacts in this interesting way that could just tuck away somewhere and then pull it out. And the fact that there's a sound for just the opening when it's not an automatic open like you manual, but the little touches for how many things activate a sound. I really do like it. One of the funny things that can happen is liking the toy version of a sonic screwdriver can endear the thing to me even more in the show. That more or less happened to me with both the 13th Doctors, because like regardless of what you think of the shape or the color for the light, like it feels nice in the hand. That curve feels nice. So I ended up liking that. And I came to like 12 sonic screwdriver a lot more once I had it in my hand and was messing around with it. Because like to just look at it on the show, I was like, I don't know about that, but yeah. Just having it in your hand can change your feelings on it. But I think that's also going to be the case here. I did already say I was kind of used to it, at least insofar as I no longer found it jarring for Shirigatawa's doctor, the 15th Doctor, to be holding this thing. But the ability to hold it in my own hand, hold it like this, shift down to like that. It just, and like a lot of the visual details, I like the Gallifreyan around there. There's texture on it, which also feels good in the hand. Like there's indentations on this. So there's a lot of things that just feel nice. You know, as someone who's very tactile, just having this textured bit gives me something to like sort of, it's almost a little bit like a stem, just to run my thumb along that, beyond just what the buttons actually do. I love that so much. Like that, never would have occurred to me to even think to ask for that, and I love it. So you'll start seeing this when reviews for the new episodes start happening. So I guess after the Christmas special. But yeah, this was fun to get, and once I started messing with it, I was pretty happy with it. So those are my thoughts on, I mean, a little bit on the sonic screwdriver itself, but also just the replication, the toy that you can get of it. I like it. What are your thoughts on this? Are you still getting used to the design? I know a lot of people still are, but whatever your thoughts might be, drop something down in the comments and let's talk about it. Patreon pays the bills and enables me to do this as my living, but even if you can't help me out that way, like, share, subscribe, those all help me out, but don't worry too much about it. We take a relaxed attitude around here, so you can just come on back next time you need a break. And now I'd like to thank my highest supporting patrons: Robin Moore, Goddess Elida, Welsh Wrestling Geeks, Oliver B., Melissa Pedersen, Movie Turtle, Ulrich Bogdan, Loki Eris, Melinda Walters, Auntie Kate 808, Becky Sparks, Renabulax the Poodle, Tracy Scrabbit, Angry Casperl, Dave Hall, Quite Bearish, Rosalind Bennett, Adam RDL Taylor, Pal Barabajoggle, Mira G, and Sir Didymus is my favorite. They're all calmer this time because they're eating papaya. Whatever works.